Coach, what was the focus of practice today, and how did you feel it went?
Today's focus, it really was about, it's going to be through training camp, was conditioning, our line of communication, but they competed today. We put together a scrimmage. Those guys battled each other. They made each other better, and the quote of the day was, "Iron sharpens iron." And these guys really pushed each other to be better, both communication-wise and on the court with their physicality.
What was Jalen able to do today, and has he been able to do any more?
Jalen coached today. Jalen was a coach today. Those two guys that are out, they were able to go through their individual workout, non-contact, but then in the scrimmage, they were able to communicate to the guys and coach the teams separately to understand what that feels like to be behind the board, to communicate with your teammates, to show the expectations of what you want to be done while you're on the floor.
How beneficial can that be for both of them?
It's huge because it talks about communicating. It keeps communication as the high priority, and so you've got to be able to communicate with your teammates the things that you see, what you want, the standard that we've set. And I've said this to you before, I've said this a ton, that it's easy for coaches to say things, to put things on boards, to watch it on film. It becomes real when these guys can repeat it back to you, and they can repeat the message of what they're calling themselves to do, calling each other up.
This group has been together for the most part. It's been together for the last 3-4 years now. How, as they kind of learn all that stuff, how has this camp been different as far as maybe like a maturity or serious? Not that they weren't mature or serious before, but like they've been through some playoff battles, they've been through some scars, and they know what's ahead of them. How has camp been different?
I think the big word that I'd have to use for that is just ownership. I think they're all taking ownership of where they are right now, what's expected of them, of the team, of the practices every single day, and just getting better every single day. But the ownership is the big word.
With Franz, he obviously sat outside of his game, and then you guys were trying to kind of manage him, for lack of a better way to phrase it, from after Eurobasket. What's the process like of just kind of keeping an eye on those guys who played a lot of basketball?
Yeah.
Maybe didn't have a long break before they got back here for training camp, just kind of keeping an eye on them so that they're getting the work in, but they're getting ready.
Being smart, managing their recovery, managing their minutes, managing their time. Somebody brought up a great point about Tristan. He's had essentially 3 camps. He did summer league, then he went over, played for Germany, and then he's now with us with camp. So it's just being smart and communicating a ton with our performance team, and we do a great job of that, making sure that guys are right where they're supposed to be, conditioning-wise, but also recovery.
To the point. Sorry, go ahead.
Here, guys. What have you seen from Tristan now going through these training camps, especially after playing Eurobasket?
I think the best word that describes what I've seen from him is just that confidence. He got the experience of going to win a championship and understanding what it takes, and he brought that energy and that attitude back. He's playing with a level of extreme confidence that we need from him night in, night out. Whether it's just shooting the ball, the physicality of finishing at the rim, defending multiple positions, but there's a confidence that you can appreciate of what he's bringing to the table.
And kind of to that point, Coach, he's been in a lot of big spots since he's been a rookie, more than some other guys might have been. What can be said about the growth of his basketball IQ from all these reps he's getting?
He went to Colorado, so he's got a great basketball IQ. But even more so, his ability, he had that before he came in. He has a high basketball IQ. He understands the game, and that's the conversation we also had when we broke down at the end, was we have such versatility with this group, from size to strength to physicality. And now it has to become the IQ, that you can play with different guys on the floor so you know where to be at any given time, and that's what he provides.
Is it nice to get a couple of games under the belt to get some flow going before you roll out in front of us up there?
Absolutely. I think it's going to be key for us. We want to continue to put a great product on the floor for our fans and this community and as well as this organization. And these guys, just in our scrimmage today, showed that.
Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate it.